My child, come closer and listen carefully. You weren't overlooked. You weren't the extra option. You weren't the second choice. You weren't the one who almost mattered, but not quite. Rejection made it feel that way. You remember the silence, the message that never came, the opportunity that slipped through your hands, the relationship that chose someone else, and something inside you cracked. It wasn't just disappointment. It was identity. You began to question yourself. Was I not enough? Did I say too much? Was I too quiet? Was I too intense? Was I too complicated to keep? Rejection doesn't just bruise the heart. It plants lies in it. Lies that whisper. You weren't wanted. You were replaceable. You were forgettable. You were the one nobody really chose. But listen to me. You weren't overlooked. You were seen long before you were evaluated. Ephesians 1:4 says, "For he chose us in him before the foundation of the world." This verse is teaching you something eternal. Before a single person formed an opinion about you. Before anyone decided whether you fit or didn't. Before you performed, improved, or achieved. I chose you. The true meaning of this verse is intentional selection. Not accidental approval. Not reluctant tolerance. Not temporary inclusion. Chosen. Before your best days. Before your worst days. Before the rejection you're still replaying. You were not chosen because you qualified. You were chosen because I desired you. That moment when someone else didn't choose you did not cancel my choice. Their preference does not override my purpose. You think their decision defined your value. But their decision revealed their limitation. They saw a fragment. I see the full picture. And I still chose you. Some of you attached your worth to who stayed. When they left, your confidence left with them. When they chose differently, you felt diminished. When they moved on, you felt replaced. But your value was never anchored in their loyalty. 1 Peter 2:9 says, "But you are a chosen people, God's special possession." This verse is teaching you belonging, chosen people, special possession. The true meaning of this verse is identity that cannot be revoked. You are not optional to me. You are not temporary. You are not barely tolerated. You are treasured. Rejection can feel like evidence that you are insufficient. But sometimes rejection is protection. Sometimes I remove you from rooms that would shrink you. Sometimes I close doors that would have limited you. Sometimes I allow separation, because what they wanted could not carry what I placed inside you. You mourned what didn't work, and that grief is real. But grief does not mean you were unworthy. It means you were invested. And loving deeply is not weakness. It is courage. Romans 8:33 says, "Who shall bring any charge against God's elect? It is God who justifies." This verse is teaching you security. If I justify you, no rejection condemns you. If I call you chosen, no dismissal unchooses you. The true meaning of this verse is divine verdict. My declaration stands above every human decision. You may have been rejected by someone, but you are not rejected by me, and my voice is louder than their silence. There is a younger version of you that still feels unchosen, still replaying the moment, still wondering what was wrong, still shrinking parts of yourself to avoid being left again. And I am healing that version of you, not by pretending it didn't hurt, but by restoring truth. Psalm 27:10 says, "Though my father and mother forsake me, the Lord will receive me." This verse is teaching you unconditional reception, even if the closest relationships fracture, even if those you trusted disappoint you, even if the ones you thought would stay walk away. I receive you. The true meaning of this verse is permanence. My acceptance does not fluctuate. My love does not reconsider. My choice does not expire. You may have felt unwanted, but you were never unworthy. You may have felt invisible, but you were never unseen. You may have felt replaceable, but you are not replicable. There is no duplicate of your story, no substitute for your calling, no replacement for your voice. Rejection made you quieter, more cautious, less expressive. It taught you to shrink so you wouldn't be too much. But you were never too much. You were simply not aligned with the right environment. The right spaces will not require you to beg. The right relationships will not require you to audition. The right calling will not require you to compete. Because what I assigned to you recognizes what I placed in you. You do not need to chase what did not choose you. You do not need to force belonging where you were not welcomed. You do not need to perform for validation. That was never meant to define you. You were not overlooked. You were being preserved. Preserved for alignment. Preserved for purpose. Preserved for people who can see your depth without being intimidated by it. Healing does not erase memory. It redefines meaning. That rejection did not prove you were lacking. It revealed misalignment. You are not defined by who walked away. You are defined by who stayed. And I have stayed. Through your questioning, through your insecurity, through your fear of being left again, I have stayed. The version of you that felt passed over, I am restoring confidence to that heart. The version of you that doubted its worth, I am strengthening it. The version of you that shrank, I am calling forward. You are not the one who was forgotten. You are the one being formed. You are not the one who was dismissed. You are the one being directed. You are not the one who was left behind. You are the one being led. Rejection is not your identity. It is a chapter, not the conclusion. You do not need universal approval. You need divine affirmation. And you already have it, my child. You weren't overlooked. You were seen before you were selected. You weren't unchosen. You were claimed before you were compared. You weren't forgotten. You were known before you were noticed. Let that truth settle deeper than the wound. Let it speak louder than the memory. Let it silence the lie that says you weren't enough. You are mine, chosen, received, valued, loved, and I am not reconsidering. Rest in my choice. You weren't overlooked, and you never will be.